This is part 2 of solving equations with whole numbers. Now we're going to do some examples with multiplication and division. For multiplication, you're going to write 6s equals 180. Notice the 6 and the s are side by side, which indicates multiplication. We're multiplying s by 6, so we need to do the inverse operation to get rid of the 6. Therefore, we need to divide by 6. And what we do to one side of the equal sign, we must do to the other to keep the equation balanced. And it would look like this. This shows that 6, the line here means divided by 6, 180 divided by 6. The 6's here will cancel out. 6 over 6 is 1, and 1 times s is s. So now we have the s by itself. This side will give us the equal sign. The answer, excuse me. So if you divide 180 by 6, you would get the answer, s equals 30. Now we're going to use substitution again. We're going to put the 30 in the s's place, work the original problem to see if we're correct. Is 6 times 30 180? Yes, it is, so we are correct. Let's try one more multiplication. 3n equals 72. You ask, what is being done to the n? We're multiplying by 3, so we must divide by 3 to get rid of it and isolate the n. What you do to one side, you must do to the other to keep the equation balanced, and it would look like this. The 3's on this side will cancel out, leaving just the n. This side, 72 divided by 3, will give us the answer. N equals 24. Now we're going to use substitution. We're going to put the 24 in the n's place, multiply it by 3, and if it equals 72, we are correct. 24 times 3 equals 72. And yes, we are correct. Now we're going to try 2 division. You write m divided by 5 equals 24. Notice this line right here means divide by. Since we're dividing m by 5, we have to do the inverse operation, which is multiplication, so we have to multiply by 5. What you do to one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other to keep the equation balanced. So it would look something like this. Notice all we did is multiply both sides by 5. This side cancels out, leaving just the m. This side, when you multiply, will give you the answer. M equals 120. Now, once again, we're going to use substitution. We're going to put the 120 in the m's place and work the original problem. Is 120 divided by 5 24? Yes, it is, so we are correct. One more division example. M divided by 12 equals 24. You ask, what is being done to the m? They're dividing by 12, so we have to do the opposite, so we're going to multiply by 12. And what you do to one side, you must do to the other to keep the equation balanced. So it would look like this. Notice all we did was multiply both sides by 12. This side cancels out, leaving the m. This side, when multiplied, will give us the answer. M equals 288. Now we're going to use substitution to check our answer. We swapped out the 288 for the m. 288 divided by 12 equals 24. And yes, we are correct. Now it's time for lots of practice. You be the detective and solve the equations. Follow the steps and it's easy. First, you need to isolate the variable by using the inverse operations. Translation, get the letter by itself on one side by doing the opposite of what's being done to the letter. Second step, what you do to one side, you must do to the other, and this is because of the properties of equality. The variable will be on one side of the equal sign, and the answer will be on the other. as always, check your answer. This concludes the lesson on solving equations with whole numbers.